Breathing in, I'm aware of the pain within myself. Breathing out, I smile and embrace that pain in myself. There is an energy produced by the feeling, the painful feeling. It's not pleasant to have a painful feeling. And according to the practice, we should be able to recognize that feeling and to embrace it tenderly. We should not try to run away from the feeling. We should not try to cover up that painful feeling or emotions. We should recognize it and embrace it very tenderly. In order to do that, we need another kind of energy, because the painful feeling is an energy. We need the energy of mindfulness in order to recognize the pain and to embrace it. Breathing in, I'm aware of the painful feeling in me. Breathing out, I embrace that feeling tenderly. In the light of Buddhist meditation, your painful feeling is yourself. And you should not try to suppress, to do violence to it. So mindfulness is not there to fight and to suppress. Mindfulness is there to recognize and to hold the pain. And in the Buddhist tradition, mindfulness is the energy of Buddha. We have a seed of mindfulness in us, and if we practice well, the seed of mindfulness will become important in us. And every time we need, you just touch the seed, and you have enough the energy of mindfulness in order to take care of our pain, our sorrow, our fear. The energy of mindfulness carries within itself the energy of concentration that will lead to insight. And insight is liberating, transforming. When the energy of mindfulness and concentration in us is powerful enough, we begin to have the insight. With that insight, we can correct all our wrong perceptions. We can see things clearly. And we can get out of our difficult situation very easily. And we can also help the other person to get out of his or her difficult situation easily also. To practice Buddhist meditation is to always generate the energy of mindfulness, concentration, and insight. That is the three kinds of energies that inhabit a Buddha. And we all have the seeds of these three energies in us. And our daily practice is to generate these energies and help the seed of these three energies to grow stronger and stronger every day. The practice of mindful walking, the practice of mindful breathing, the practice of mindful eating, the practice of mindful driving, washing, continue to make the seed of mindfulness, concentration, and insight in us grow every day. That is the basic practice. If you come to a practice center, everything you do every day is to nourish, to water the seed of mindfulness, concentration, and insight. When you sweep the ground, you practice mindfulness of sweeping, so that you can generate that energy of mindfulness that can bring joy and peace. When you cook for your community, you cook mindfully. When you clean the toilet for the community, you clean with mindfulness. Every moment is a moment of practice of generating the energy of mindfulness. And when you have enough of that energy, you can very well recognize and embrace and hold the energy of pain and sorrow and fear in you, and you are no longer afraid of them. Those of us who do not have enough the energy of mindfulness, we are afraid of the suffering in us. Every time the pain, the sorrow emerge, we try to run away. There are many ways we use in order to run away from our suffering. We pick up a book and we read. We turn on the television. We take out the car and go somewhere. We try to run away. We want to keep our mind busy in order for the pain in us not to come up. We are practicing repressing. We practice repressing our pain, our sorrow. And that is not a very healthy practice. Because if we continue to suppress our pain, our sorrow, our fear, one day we may create a situation of a bad circulation of our psyche. Because things cannot circulate well within our consciousness. And the situation of bad circulation in our psyche will bring about symptoms of mental illness, depression, and so on. So the Buddha advised us that every time a feeling of fear, of anger, of pain come up, we should not try to run away. In fact, we have to practice mindful breathing, mindful walking to generate the energy of mindfulness. And with that energy of mindfulness, we can recognize our pain, smile to it, and hold it tenderly. Imagine the Buddha in you, holding the suffering in you. And the Buddha in you is a reality because you are capable of being mindful. If you practice, you have enough mindfulness in order to recognize and to hold tenderly your pain, your sorrow. When you first come to a community of practice, your mindfulness may not be strong enough. So you take refuge in the Sangha, you sit among your brothers and sisters and you say, "Dear brothers and sisters, please help hold my pain, my sorrow with me. Alone I am not strong enough to hold my pain, my sorrow." And your brothers and sisters will sit with you and they will lend you their energy of mindfulness, and you'll be able to hold the pain, the sorrow, the fear in you. And if you continue the practice, a few months later, you can be strong enough in order to hold your own fear, suffering, despair. And if you know the art of holding your pain, your sorrow with mindfulness, you will be able to bring a relief, and finally, with concentration and insight, you can transform your fear, your sorrow, your pain